What's up, YouTube? This is going to be a guide on how to use Greninja in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, let me know about in the comment section and let's get into it. So, Greninja is a very, very versatile Pokemon that can do a lot in terms of being a physical and special attacker, even a mix attacker. So we're going to go over all that right now. I'm also might touch on Battle Bond and Ash Greninja too. I know they're not in the game at the moment, but just in case they do coming back in the game, I'll do like a little bit of a research on them. So the first set I've got here is a mixed choice scarf set. So let's have a look at this set. We've got Gunkshot and we've got U-Turn, which is very nice. We've got Hydro Pump and Ice Beam. So this gives it really good coverage. And with Protean, it definitely makes these moves hit very, very hard against the opponent. So with Protean, it did get a nerf this generation, so the Pokemon type is going to change still, which is, it's the same thing there, but it only works once per swap-in, so it's not like you can get going a Gunk Shot, I'll turn to a Poison type, oh, I'll go Hydro Pump, be a Water type, so you have to make use of that Protean while you're swapped in per se. Now, with Choice Scarf, this gives it a lot of options here, so it's very, very fast with Hasty Nature. I've given this max attack, last little bit in special attack, and speed there. So very, very quick. With Choice Scarf, it's going to be outspeeding absolutely, virtually everything there. You don't have to run Choice Scarf on it. You could run a different item like heavy duty boots. That would be another option, but let's go with this Choice Scarf set here. So you got that nice scouting with U-Turn there, a Protean U-Turn at the same time, and with Hydro Pump and Ice Beam, you still got a nice special attack stat. And Hydro Pump, Protein's going to be doing lots of damage as is Ice Beam. That's more coverage style moves there. I've given this Terra type Poison because it actually works pretty nicely. And we've got Gunkshot there doing a lot of damage at the same time there too. So that's probably the first set I'd go with there with Greninja, more of a competitive one. This I'd say this would work well in singles and doubles at the same time too, depending whether you want like a speedy special attack or physical attack or like a mixed set. Now, the next one I'm going to be looking at here is going to be a fully special set. So this is kind of similar to the Greninja that's been around 6 generations 6. However, we're going to have a look at the Terra on it here, right? So I've got Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, so it's bread and butter. We've got Extra Sensory, and we've got Life Orb there. So Life Orb is a great item on this Pokemon. It just sort of adds to the damage that's going to do on top of Protean. And I've given this one Terra Blast Ground for a bit of surprise for any electric type Pokemon. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And we've got on this one Max Special Attack and Max Speed, Timid Nature. So most of the time on Greninja, I like to have Timid or Jolly Nature, depending on what set it is, physical special mix, because it definitely likes to go first, and that way you can get your Protean going too. So, say you're predicting a Pokemon, to use a Electric type move, or like I don't know, like a Psychic type move. Or quick, we'll go for a Dark Pulse, turn ourselves back into a Dark type, stuff like that. So that's always like a nice one to go for there for Greninja. Like I said, you could go like another sort of Terra if you like. There you go, Terra Water or Terra Dark to boost up the power of any like water type moves. Like you could run like Extra Sentry, you could always like drop that and give it Hydro Pump at the same time. That could be an option there too. Or you could go like Dark Pulse. That could give it like more powerful on the Dark Pulse. Plus Dark Pulse also has 20% chance of flinching too. So that could definitely be a very, very scary Pokemon at the same time there. So sort of up to what you want to do there. But Protean is great because you're going to get that same type but attack bonus there, at least when you do it for the first time. So that's why on this set here, U-Turn isn't bad, because you can, say you go for your powerful move there, you come across something bad, well, you can always go for U-Turn as well. Now, let's have a look at the physical side here. We're going to be looking at a completely physical Greninja set. So Greninja can definitely run physical for sure with a 95 in attack. It's still pretty good. Is it as good as special attack? Probably not, but it's still, fairly good. So it actually gets Sword Dance, which is really, a great way to boost your attack. It's got the speed for it. Doesn't really have, tremendous bulk at all, but it, you might be able to play some mind games against your opponent. So we've got Sword Dance on this. Obviously, we've got Gunkshot. Gunkshot, the reason why Gunkshot is chosen so much is because of Protean, right? When you look at Protean, you then start looking at, what moves can Greninja get that are highest base power? And, Gunkshot is one of them, right? Now, we've got Liquidation on there too, so we've got, 85 base power, which is really nice there, and we've got a 20% drop on defense too, which is always good. Now, it does get priority, which is, always good to have on any sort of attacking Pokemon. We've got Shadow Sneak, so why it's not, like, super, super powerful, it's quite good at, say, a fighting type Pokemon comes in, boom, go for a Shadow Sneak, and you get around that with your typing, and then you can go for, like, a Liquidation or a Gunkshot afterwards, so it's more mind games there too. So I've given this one Expert Belt as the item, since we do have quite an array of different, different moves there. So that's going to be boosting up the damage. You could give it Life Orb at the same time. That would absolutely be fine. Another item you could use on there would be Lumberry. That's an option too. Lumberry is also always good on, like, physical attackers. Say if you got any Will-O-Wish users around there, that can be definitely helpful at the same time there. Now, let's have a look at Choice Specs, because Choice Specs is very, very good on Greninja at the same time there. We've got Dark Pulse, we've got Grass Knot, Ice Beam, and we've got Extra Sentry. Once again, you can always drop Extra Sentry and give it Hydro Pump too for extra damage. So, with its good speed, excellent speed, and good special attack there, it's going to be hitting really, really hard. And, with Protean, Choice Specs, it's going to be dropping Pokemon there. Really, cleaning up mid to late game is going to be very, very handy. Putting pressure on the opponent. Now, as for counters here, especially Greninja, this thing really does get countered, especially the special types. They really do get countered by bulky water-type Pokemon and, like, Blissey and, Chansey and stuff like that. Like, special defensive walls really do shut them down, and, they can simply pass on, like, a Thunder Wave or, like, an annoying status and shut Greninja down. So, stuff like, Blissey, Chansey, those sort of Pokemon there are going to be very good at stopping Greninja. Now, this is more... I'm trying to think of some other ones. I'll do some more, like, counters and stuff as the video goes on. This one more here is this is a troll set, so it does have a little bit of potential. So we've got I noticed it did get Acrobatics, which is kind of a nice move there. We've got Acrobatics, Waterfall, and Rock Slide, so we're really going for flinches with these moves here. Now we've got Torrent. I want to use Torrent on this. I don't want to show you what we can actually use it for. Most of the time, it's not going to be very good, but, Torrent works well when you're on a third of a less health, so I thought, how about we use Endure and Lychee Berry? So that's going to be helpful to boost our attack up, and it's going to activate Torrent too. So a Torrent, Waterfall, Lychee Berry is going to do a lot of damage there, and then we've got Terra-type Water on top of that. So we're going to do heaps of damage, plus we've got a 30% chance of flinching, 20% chance of flinching. And any flying type Pokemon, any counters like, say, Gyarados, we've got Rock Slide flinches for that too. And Acrobatics is going to be at full base power there with a 110 base power. That's going to be doing lots of damage with +1 too. So another sort of fun option you could use there for Greninja. So EV Spread, we got Max Speed and Max Attack Jolly Nature. I felt like Jolly's kind of needed because, when you start running Adamant, you can be outsped by some other speedier Pokemon like that, or Choice Scarf users. So that's why I went for that. Now, the next set here is a Pure Assault set. It's a Pipnite special. This one is, this is mean. So we've got King's Rock as the item. So King's Rock is going to have a chance of flinching, 10%. It's not very high, but when you couple it with moves like Water Shuriken, it isn't all that bad, right? So you could go for Water Shuriken. Now, it hits 2 to 5 times. We're really trying to get a flinch on the opponent. Now, the next flinching move it does get, of course, is Dark Pulse, which is, quite a standard move on there, which can be good for coverage. We've got Double Team, and we've got Mud Slap, too. So, depending on what, sort of rule set you play there, I don't know, Smoke On, they don't allow these, moves like this. But, yeah, anything else, you've got Double Team there. So, get your Double Teams up, start spamming Mud Slap. You can drop the opponents actually at the same time. Plus, you've got Water Shuriken, too, so you might be able to get a couple of flinches here. And we've got Dark Pulse doing flinches as well. So, a very, very mean set there. You could even, if you really wanted to focus on flinches, you could even get rid of Special Attack and just give it bulk. So, it would last longer. And then, you're still going to hit fairly hard there with no Special Attack AVs. Or if you just want to do damage there, you could go for that too. So, that's another option. Another item option you could run to is Loaded Dice. So Loaded Dice is going to make Water Shuriken hit 4 to 5 times. Obviously, you're not going to have that nice like a chance of flinching and all, but you know, it still could be a nice sort of like power move you could run on there. So I'd drop those moves there, and we could add on some other special moves here. So let's have a little bit of a look here. So we've got a water move already. Now water shuriken is a priority move too, which is really, really good. So matter of fact, let's go. We could run something like modest, so even more power. And we could go for Dark Pulse too. That's still good. And we've also got, I mean, you probably want to put Ice Beam on there for coverage. Just thinking of some other moves you could go on there too. I mean, we've already got a water move, so we won't put Hydro Pump on there. I mean, Grass Knot isn't all that bad either, just for other, but yeah, we'll go Grass Knot. So that's another move you could, item combination you could go for there if you like going first with Water Shuriken. It's not a bad move there for sure. Nothing like super, super powerful though, you know. You really want to be hitting all 4 to 5 hits because, you know, with 15 base power, it's not very strong, you know. Now, that's sort of, especially these sets here, they're sort of like the main sort of like competitive sets I would suggest. As for, let's have a quick little look at Battle Bond here. I'm just going to touch on this for a second, right? So, as we know that Ash Greninja is not in the game, but with Battle Bond here, we've got, when you KO a Pokemon, you get an attack and special attack and a speed, right? It's broken, right? So it's a lot better than Protean is, you know? So it's a very, very powerful ability to use. So you could just apply Battle Bond to these sets here that I've already showed you, you know? That's what you could absolutely do there for this, whether the special one, the mix one, the Scarf one, whatever. Like, they're all going to definitely work well there with Battle Bond. So I'm not going to touch on that too more because there's not much else. There's not really much else to say. The Battle Bond is just like the ability. So it's definitely a better ability though. But yes, that's Ash Greninja. So I might do a moveset guide if that ever comes back in the game. But I'm kind of doubtful about that, to be honest. But as for some counters, I'll go over these again. So we had Blissey. You know, you got Blissey as a good counter, special defensive wall there. It can spread paralysis there, shut the Greninja down. You know, Chansey, those sort of things. Let's have a look at some water Pokemon, because bulky water type Pokemon, Dondozo, you know, that is going to be, I mean, it is going to take a fair whack on the special side. So it depends sort of how to, like, it's EV. If it's more special defensive, like Assault Vest, yeah, you're not going to be doing very much damage, and it's going to be hitting you kind of hard there. So that's a definite counter there for Greninja, but it does get worn down a little bit. What else we got here? So we got Toxapex. You know, that's another sort of good counter there. We've got Rotom Wash. That's another good one too. You know, there's quite a few Pokemon, like water type Pokemon, that can definitely shut this down too there. But as for teammates, I'm just thinking what would be good for this, because it's very, very versatile with Protean, you know. So I'm thinking like maybe Garganacl wouldn't be too bad with it. We could go with that. So Garganacl's not a bad you know, kind of a teammate there. Let's have a look at some ground type Pokemon. Let's have a little look at that, right? So wow, so Clodsire is good, you know. That's definitely a good Pokemon to choose there. As a, you know, we got Garchomp as well, so some, you know, really good teammates here. You know, we got like a Ting-Lu. There's another good one. So lots of sort of teammates you can go into, especially expecting like a maybe. I'd say Clodsire. Like, this can sponge any electric type moves, any fighting type moves. That's, you know, nice. But yeah, that would probably be a nice little teammate there for Greninja. Greninja can pretty much swap in, sort of slot into any style of team, because it's, you know, it's so good, right? Let's bring up, let's have a further look at it and stuff like that. Okay, we'll bring up its physical moves here first. So we did go over acrobatics already. You might be able to run like some meme focus / counter with Torrent, something like that. That could work. But this is what I was talking about with Protean, right? So when you look at its most powerful moves, we've got Giga Impact, which, you know, is trash basically. But we got Gunkshot, so that's really good there. You sort of go down the list, you've got Liquidation. You know, those are the style moves that work really, really well with Protean, because they got high base power and it's going to, you know, change onto it. U-Tensor was good there. We mentioned that already. You've got Night Slash too. That's a physical dark type move. you could definitely use. You might be able to go for like a critting set. Maybe you could go for that. We got low kick as well. A low kick isn't a bad move, or low sweep. It's not all that bad either. Sorry, low kick. And yeah, that's not bad as a utility sort of move there. Or for any steel type Pokemon, it's not bad either. I'm not saying it's the greatest, but it can be a bit of surprise there. So nothing else, really stands out here for Greninja. Let's go to its special move. So we've got, let's go to its, always like to go for its base power and stuff like that. So we've got, not really though. So we've got like Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump's really good. We've also got Blizzard too. But most of the time, Ice Beam is better because you got that 100% accuracy, and it's going to be hitting very, very hard. And you've got Surf too if you don't really want to risk Hydro Pump, but Hydro Pump is like really, really powerful there, especially with the say you got Life Orb or something, or Terra Water, those sort of things attached. Dark Pulse, like bread and butter, of course. We got Terra Blast if you want to change its Terra for like a surprise sort of moveset there, but. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. I wouldn't say it's got like a massive move pool, but it's got Protean, which gives it a lot of base power on those moves. So that's where it sort of really, really shines there for base power. Now, as for its status moves there, it does actually get a couple of entry hazards moved there. So I want to look at this being a lead Pokemon too, because this can actually work. So we've got Spikes and Toxic Spikes. So we could run this as like an anti sort of lead there. So we've got Toxic Spikes and Spikes, and you could have you could just have it's a couple of standard moves on there just for coverage, So we've got Protean. You've got kind of cool little shenanigans you can go with Protean and turn it into a ground type Pokemon, right? Say you got electric type. Say you got a Pokemon that start, right? They're going to go for maybe Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, where you can go for Spikes and set your Spikes up, turn yourself into a ground type. So, that could absolutely work there. You can still keep your sweeping EVs. There's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, you could have it as just a lead there, setting those up, which could be quite good, a little bit of surprise there. As for items, you could, Focus Sash is an option there, but if you're clever how you use your moves with Spikes and Toxic Spikes, you might not need that. You can just have its normal item like Life Orb, Lumberry, Heavy Duty Boots. There's another option you could use there as well. So that's something you could do for that. But yeah, maybe not Hyperberry. Probably like Heavy Duty Boots. That would be definitely one you could use. If you're swapping it in and out to set those entry hazards up too, because you're probably not going to be able to get them all up at the start. Now another move you could use on it too, which I found not bad, especially as a lead move here. So if it was me, if I was running a moveset like this, if you want to run a lead one, I like Taunt, because commonly you'll come across Pokemon at the start, like say Glimora, right? Garganacl. They'll try and set up their little entry hazards. Boom, give them a Taunt, right? Shut them down there, so they won't be able to set that up. And then you can proceed to go for Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump's going to hit Glimora hard. Hydro Pump's going to hit Garganacl really hard. They may not even swap, staying at the start there. So you got that sort of, you got that high ground there, right? So I'd probably, Toxic Spikes is okay. I'd say Spikes might be, you got Spikes or Toxic Spikes. So you can pick which one you kind of like there to use. So you'd have it in there, Toxic Spikes or Spikes, one of the two, and those sort of moves. So that could be another option to use there. I just found Taunt very, very handy at this, especially it being a lead Pokemon, that's quite good there as a Greninja lead. So let's have a look at some other move options there. Boom. Okay, so we've got Haze. That's, it's not bad. You might be able to slot that onto the lead set, say if the opponent tries to set up, say you got a Garganacl that's setting up like Iron Defenses right off the bat there, that wouldn't be bad. Then again, the Taunt set would probably shut that down too, so it's probably kind of outclassed a little bit there. You got Switcheroo too. Now Switcheroo would be beautiful on this. So instead of running Grass Knot on this, I'd drop that and run Switcheroo. Now, Switcheroo is a great move there. Say you've got an opposing Chansey or Blissey coming in, right? And they're coming in, or just, it could be any sort of special wall, and they're really shutting your Greninja down, right? And you're really having trouble breaking through it. switcheroo them a choice specs, that could potentially shut down an Everlie, lock them into only using one move there for the whole battle. Like a Clodsire, you know, that could be really annoying, swapping him with Water Absorb. Well, give it a choice specs, and then it won't be able to use Recover. You know what I'm saying? Like that sort of thing. You know, chance you won't be able to use Softball. Those sort of things. It really, you know, gets rid of the Everlie. Switcheroo is quite a momentous move there if you can shut down any sort of the opponent's support Pokemon. So that's probably, if I was going to run a competitive choice specs Greninja, that would be the set that I'd run. Like, it's perfect all around. Like, that's really its role, you know? Plus, you can also get rid of your choice specs and just use this, like, all the moves too. So that's a definite option there you can absolutely go for. I should have mentioned that before. I like to run Switcheroo on my Greninja when I use a special set. So, yeah, let's have a look at the status here again. Yeah, there's not too much else here. As for doubles, like, Greninja's one of these Pokemon that can work in singles and doubles of, like, almost the same set and EVs, really. Like, you probably wouldn't be running Helping Hand on it, or that's... Yeah, probably not. Oh, he actually gets Snowscape. That's interesting. I don't... Unless you really want to be setting Snowscape up for a snow team, you might be able to, like... I mean, you could... How about Yo? Look at this. Okay, I got a good idea. How about this? I just thought of something pretty cool. I'm not saying this is going to be absolutely super duper amazing, but check this out. So we got Protean. Now, let's go Icy Rock. Yeah. So it gets Blizzard, right? So how about we set the snow up, and then we could go for a Protean Blizzard. That'd be really, really powerful, you know? And that could sort of set your snow team up there. You know, with Protean, that works great. As for other Pokemon, like counters and stuff, you could just give it Dark Pulse, and you could give it Hydro Pump as well. So, yeah, like a different sort of spin on that. You could use it as... I'll probably put that in there. Yeah, use it as a Snowscape lead. That way you don't miss Blizzard, and you could set Snow up for your team. Another little option there. Maybe if you want to have something a little bit different for a Snow team, or you want to spam Blizzard 100% accuracy. So, just another little option you could absolutely use there. Bit of fun there with Greninja. I think that's, I think we pretty much covered everything for Greninja now. So, to summarize, a great physical attacker, special attacker, mixed attacker, even, you know, entry hazard at this anti-lead at the start there. Very, very good potential there. And, of course, if Battle Bond ever does make an appearance again, or Ash Greninja makes an appearance again, you could go ahead and give it that instead. It's a very, very powerful ability. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Greninja. If you've got any other movesets you'd like to use, or any other stuff you want to add, please do in the comment section. You know, it's, all extra ideas are welcome and stuff like that. If you enjoy these videos, if you like them, if you want to see them more, drop a like on the video there. And I think the next moveset guide I'll do will be tomorrow, and it'll be on like the Decidueye, because it's just coming out and stuff like that. I did do a Arcanine moveset earlier on there. Check it out. And if you want to check all the movesets I've done, you can check out my playlist there. It is pinned in the comments, and yeah, I've done all the Generation 9 fully evolved Pokemon and some other ones too. That's it, people. Thank you for watching. Peace out.